the Ball Chef, and tonight is gumbo night. And as any great Cajun chef knows, to make a great gumbo, you need to start out with a great roux. And what I'm going to do today is show you folks exactly how we prepare the roux. And it's a real simple recipe. What you want to do is put your stove on a medium high. And this is going to be a slow cooked roux that we're going to take all the way up from a caramel colored to a light brown to a milk chocolate looking roux, all the way to a black roux. This is going to take probably a half an hour. It's a slow cooking time, it's a slow process, and if you burn the roux, you're going to have to start over again. So you need to really watch what you're doing, keep it on low heat, and keep stirring the pot. And if you do it right, it'll make the best tasting pot of gumbo you ever tasted. The thing we're going to do is we're going to take 3/4 of just regular vegetable oil. We're going to put this in a saucepan, and then we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of unbleached all-purpose flour, and we're going to put that right into the saucepan, and we're going to take our whisk, and we're just going to start mixing the flour and the vegetable oil together over low heat, and it's going to cook these two ingredients into the basis for our seafood gumbo that we're going to make for you. Okay, as our roux is coming along here, we're going to go to the next step, which is to prepare our vegetables. And the first set of vegetables we're going to be using is going to make the holy trinity of all Cajun cooking, which is a large green pepper, 2 stalks of celery, and 2 medium onions. And what we're going to do is we're going to finely dice these up, and we're going to be using these here to put into our roux after we've gotten it to the correct stage. Alright, while our roux is cooking up here, the next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put about 2 quarts of king water into a pot that we're going to put on high, and we're going to put that on the stove here, the old gumbo pot, and then we're going to take 4 chicken breasts with skin, and we're going to put those right down into our stock pot, and we're going to cook the chicken, and that's going to make our stock. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to put in 2 bay leaves, and then I like to use a little bit of the Blue Moon beer. It's a wheat beer, I think. Yep, wheat beer, alright. Put that right in there, stock pot. Give it a nice little taste there. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to thoroughly cook our chicken, and then we're going to get ready to debone it, and we'll go to the next step. Alright, our next step is we're going to take a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. We're going to put that right into our pot here with our chicken as it's boiling. And then we're looking at our roux here. It's going about 30 minutes. This is I could maybe let this go a little bit further. It gets me a little scared at this stage here. As you can see, this is almost darker than melted chocolate. And what we're going to do at this point is we're going to take our roux, and we're going to take all of our chopped vegetables, and we're going to put those right into our roux. And we're just going to start sweating out some of the flavors that are in these vegetables into our roux. We're putting our veggies right into the roux. Come back in here with the whisk. Get everything mixed up. And we're just going to let this go for about 5 minutes. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to start prepping up some of the vegetables that we're going to be using in the final stages of the gumbo. That includes, of course, fresh, not frozen, okra, 1 pound, and 3 green onions that we're going to thinly slice for our final topping on our gumbo. All right, our chicken is about 3/4 of the way cooked. We're now going to put in 3 tablespoons of garlic, 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper, 1.5 tablespoons of sea salt, my favorite Cajun seasoning in moderation because it does have MSG in it, paprika, and more cayenne pepper. Now, filet is one of the key ingredients of the gumbo. It's normally put in at the very end of the cooking process, but I like to put about 1.5 tablespoons while I'm brewing this up, just to kind of bring out some of the flavor of the filet. We're going to pop in a little bit of Tabasco, about, I'd say 1.5 tablespoons there. And then the final thing we're going to do when it comes to the spices is we're going to put in a good 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 rounds on the cracked black pepper. Okay, we're going to let this chicken go for about another 5 minutes, then we're going to take the chicken out, we're going to let it cool, we're going to debone it. But before we do that, I've got 1.5 pounds of some real nice looking Louisiana white Gulf shrimp that I'm going to devein and deshell, and we're going to put that in with our gumbo. It's going to go in at the very end. We don't want to overcook our shrimp. And one of the other things that I like to use is some pork sausage. It's called andouille, and I usually put about 2 pieces of sliced andouille in with this pot of gumbo. It's a pork sausage. It's very spicy. It may be available in your local grocery stores. We're lucky enough here in our area to get it, but if you can't get it, probably leave it out. All right, our chicken is now fully cooked. What we're going to do is we're going to take it out of our stock pot, and we're going to put it up on a plate here and let this cool down so we can debone it without cooking our fingers. I'm going to take all of our 4 breasts out there, let these sit here and cool. And now we have our roux and vegetable mix that has now been fully cooked, and we're going to add that right into the stock pot. And as you can see there, it's almost black. All the vegetables sweated out their flavors, and that's going to go right into the stock pot. I'm going to let these vegetables just kind of marinate in there with the other flavors we've got going here. And we're going to cook this for about, a half an hour. Now I'm getting excited because this thing is almost getting ready to come together. This is the gumbo. This is the legendary New Orleans gumbo. And I've got my chicken deboned. I did not overcook it on any level. That's going to go in first. And in rapid succession, we're going to throw in our okra. And we're going to let this go for about 5 minutes. Don't want to overcook the okra, and you definitely don't want to overcook the chicken. The chicken will get tough. And this chicken is perfect. All right, now we're bringing in the Ball Chef's brother. We'll call him Uncle Greg. He's going to dress this thing up with a little bit of green onion.
Oh yeah.
And I want you to take a bite of that gumbo and tell me if you don't feel like you're in the Crescent City or the Big Easy. Get a bite of shrimp in there and just pop that right in your mouth.
You may call it gumbo, I call it yumbo. It's delicious, man. Way to go.
All right. Bon appetit. It's the Ball Chef and a cameo appearance by his brother Greg.